I love that math generally has initially clear and precise answers, that you know when you know it and you know when you don't know it. As you get farther on in it, the answers are not so clearly in the back of the book, but initially math has answers, clear answers. Sometimes they're hard to find, but that clarity. The second thing I love about math is it's a puzzle solving kind of, if I can figure it out, and the joy of figuring it out, the kind of sense of accomplishment, the sense of excitement when you get it, the challenge of trying to get it. It's that puzzle solving kind of thing that I really, really like. I decided I wanted to do math probably when I was in, a junior or senior in high school. I was good at math. I liked math. I got rewarded for math, so I had lots of confidence in math. And so I decided to do more, and it sort of fed on itself. I think one of the problems with math is if you aren't strong in it, you end up with weak spots in the foundation. And so if you want to build on that, if you want to go in and major in it or to do honors in it, you really do need a solid foundation. And so if you don't have it, if you've had a bad experience with math, you tend to sort of slough it off, and that's a serious mistake, I think. I believe with the right resources and help, most people can learn most of the math that they need to learn. But in almost any class that you go into, you need to make sure that you're at the starting point. People come in with different backgrounds, different preparations, and so you're not all on the first day at exactly the same place. And so you can go on and learn math. You may need tutorials, you may need tutors, etc., to get your foundation solid so that you can build the next course on it. But math is not so complicated that most people can't learn high school math and certainly the introductory courses in university. If you want to go on and major in math or do honors in math or do a career in math, you really do need to be good at it. But I think too many people stop out too soon because they've had bad experiences. I think math teachers have a lot of responsibility for that. We haven't taught it so well. We haven't provided the resources that people need. And so I think if you need help, you need to get it, and you need to get it early. And you need to work at it. The way we teach it in university and in high school as well, and colleges, is if you fall behind, you're in desperate trouble. That if you miss a class or miss an idea or don't do your homework, you go to the next class and the teacher assumes you know it, but it's like Greek to you. And so the biggest challenge is not falling behind, and the strategy is do whatever needs to be done so you don't fall behind. Seek help wherever you can find it, from students, from student help centers, from the teacher, from the teaching assistant, wherever you can get it. Because if you fall behind, it's like you're missing a floor in the building, you're missing a brick in the wall, and you just can't build the second floor without a good understanding of the first floor. It applies course to course, it applies class to class. Miss a class, one class, maybe that's fine. Miss 2 or 3 for whatever reason, the rest of they're speaking a foreign language for you, and you just have to make it up, or going to class has no point. If you don't go to class, it just gets worse. It snowballs, and once it starts going downhill, you're in trouble. And so the biggest secret, or the biggest piece of advice, is get help early from as many people, and there's lots of sources for help, that other students in the course, teachers, etc. And so go there for it, and go early, and go as often as necessary. One of the wonderful things about mathematics, I think, is that people are impressed. It's often seen as a very hard subject, and so if you've done math, it's often treated as an entrance requirement, as a credential to do lots of other things. And so one idea is that for example, some MBA programs, the only thing they require going into it is a good, solid math understanding. They can teach you all the business. They just can't teach you the math fast enough. And so I think that math, aside from obvious careers that require math, if you're going to go work in a department that does operations research or something like that, they'll want people with specific skills in mathematics. But math is often seen as a filter, or as a screen for many, many other disciplines. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is you can think broad because math actually is a solid preparation. It's a good credential to go into lots of different fields that people often don't consider at the beginning.